Good day everyone. My name is Angelika Langit, a student of BSIT 3D BPO. So for today, we will be discussing our assigned topic, project reporting in fundamentals of business process outsourcing 102. So first, at the end of this session, the student should be able to describe the parts of project report, explain days to completion as a method to assess percentage completed, describe the content of project risk section. So these are the parts of a project report. Number one, we have status report where the project now stands. We have scheduled budget status, uh, the frequency with which you update and maintain your budget is referred to as a budget schedule. This entails adding new transactions on a regular basis, categorizing them appropriately, and then reviewing the budget. Pull up your budget and enter all your spending to start a budget schedule. Next, we have the percentage completed against plan. So the link between services performed to date and the overall performance of an activity is known as percent complete. It is the percentage completion that shows the progress of an activity or other aspect of the project structure plan. Next, the current open issues and challenges. An issue is less predictable. It can appear out of nowhere. A risk that can be identified is the inability to obtain qualified personnel. For example, however, when one of your employees is involved in a vehicle accident and has to stay in the hospital for 3 weeks, this becomes a problem prior to the start of the project. It is critical to identify hazard. So next, number two, we have progress report, what the project team has accomplished. So we have here task completed, task in flight. This report shows a list of tasks that are 100% complete along with task metadata. They have both the actual start and finish date saved. Next, issues and challenges handled. These are the issues and obstacles that the team has experienced and overcome or solved as part of the project. Next, the number three, we have the forecast, prediction of future status, projected time and budget to completion. Uh, Predictability, where a result is predicted to be consistently observed, and uncertainty, which is the level of probable variation from expected result, are both important factors in forecasting. Number four, we have the risk section, specific risk and mitigation. The risk mitigation plan outlines the methodology to risk mitigation for each identified risk event, as well as the step the project management team will take to mitigate or remove the risk. Next, so this is the class activity. Create a project report for a hypothetical school concert 1 week before the event. So in this activity, students should be able to create a project report. They need to create a school concert planning checklist to promote a successful school concert. Another is create a project report for a software development project which is at construction phase. So what are those construction phase? Of course, when we are going to create a project report for a software, we have to plan, analysis, design, development, implementation, testing, deployment, and maintenance. So these are the phases that they are going to do in order to create a project report for a software development
Challenge
project.
on estimated percent completed. How to get a reasonably accurate estimate of percentage completed. Challenges. Most people overestimate the work they have done. 50% completed is difficult to verify. Most will add buffers when asked for time to completion. Conservative. Lowest estimate a percentage completed. Hours spent versus total man-hours may not be an accurate basis for actual work done. Conservative measures. Goals of measure. Good basis for accessing remaining work. Possible approaches. Task binary measure. If work we completed, task is marked 100%. If task is not yet completed, it is marked 0%. Add the hours for unfinished tasks. Calculate against total project hours. Easy judgment whether task is done or not versus subjective percent done. Possible approaches. Time to completion. Project manager is asked to estimate man-hours needed to completion. Essentially, a forecast of effort required given all factors: resource skill, availability of inputs, effectiveness of tools, quality of work. Conservative because most PMS will add a buffer. Next is stringent and good measures if the project manager is highly experienced and
Risk to
professional.
Risks are events that could have adverse effect. If they occur. Risk that the project will not be completed. Not completed on time, on budget, and with the right quality and scope. If the risk events have already occurred, not enough programmers. That is weaknesses which needs correction. Next is identified risk can be mitigated. Mitigation actions minimize negative effect if risk event occurs. Example, cross-training mitigates effect of loss of critical resources. Sources of risk. Internal resources, equipment, facilities. Unexpected attrition. Unexpected attrition refers to a gradual but deliberate reduction in staff numbers. Next is unexpected equipment failure. Is to any event in which any equipment cannot accomplish its intended purpose or task. The last is loss of facilities. Loss of facilities is a damage or destruction of a facility or
Good day to each
facility
and everyone.
asset.
I am Gilbert Ponce. External is another source of risk, which means it is outside the project that has something to do to delay the project. Here are some examples. If the supplier failed to deliver resources on time, unexpected change in client senior management, unexpected loss of support, etc., risk in market downturn leading to change in project value, in political events that has something to do with this also. Lastly is natural phenomena that can't be controlled by anyone else, but these risks can be mitigated in risk section. You have to list down the possible risks that can be encountered specifically, and for each risk, state the mitigation actions and let the stakeholders assess the action if it is correct or sufficient, and if the amount spent for mitigations is
Good day,
commensurate to
everyone.
the cost
I'm
of the
here to
risk.
tackle about the summary of project reporting. Parts of project report. Status report. A status report is a document describing the situation of something such as a project at the present time. Progress report. A report about how much work has been done on something. Forecast. Forecasting refers to the process of using current and historic cost data to predict future costs. The forecast report is a management tool that presents financial information, revenue and expense, based on actual and budgeted project, projected amounts within the current fiscal year. Risk section is a method of identifying risks tied to or potentially impacting on organizations' business processes. The identified risks are usually compiled into a formal risk report, which is then delivered to an organization's senior management or to various management teams throughout the organization. Complete. Days to completion. Goal is a conservative measure for effort required to complete the project. Binary measure. Count hours for unfinished task. For example, is we have a project that estimated to finish it in 36 hours, but we have 8 hours a day to work. So, dito pumapasok yung task binary measure. Man hours to complete, refresh estimate of time to complete. Project manager is asked to estimate man hours needed to completion. Dito naman pumapasok yung overtime. And last, project risk section. Specific internal and external risks to the project. Mitigation for each risk. A project risk is an uncertain event that may or may not occur during a project. Contrary to our everyday idea of what risk means, a project risk could have either a negative or positive effect on progress towards project objectives. For example, imagine next summer turns out to be very warm and sunny. For a team working on a project to launch a new ice lolly, this would likely be a risk with a positive effect. For a team organizing the inaugural Summer Ice Sculpting Championship, the opposite would probably apply. And that's all. Thank you.